Okay, welcome back. It's the Black Hobbyist with you one more time. This is the third bust from the tribute bust set that I'm working on currently. This is the Jesse Owens. A little bit about the Jesse Owens bust that is going to be a little difficult, and I'm gonna have to do it my own way. If you hear steps in the background, that's my dog just doing dog things. But so when he ran during the time that we were um, the Nazi party and everything, during the Nazi party and everything, and it was held over there. And trying to find imagery of ribbons and everything like that was very tough and really impossible to do because from the pictures that I've seen, the German ribbons show like the Communist Party on there, and most of the medals that he received when he was standing on the podium, the award ceremony podium, he just had them in a box. So the ribbons are going to be just a color that I decide to paint them, but the medals are going to be close to the gold that he had, and I'm going to paint up the shirt and his shirt that he wore to look like the ones that he wore when he was standing on the podium. All right, so what I'm about to do is I'm about to do a little bit of masking off. I see some touch-up paint that I need to do to his face and everything like that, but we can do that later. But I'm about to mask him off and then start airbrushing the shirt. And while I'm in the process of airbrushing the shirt and everything, I'm actually going to go through and try to figure out how I'm going to, or what color I'm going to paint the actual ribbons. It's a lot to think about. Thought about going with just like a different color, like more of American style color or just whatever. I'm gonna figure it out. Y'all gonna go along with me on this ride, and I shall be back. I'm about to turn you guys onto a time lapse and show you how I mask this off. Again, for the masking, we're going with good old silly putty. All right, I'll be back. All right, we have the head masked off pretty good. Got it on the little skewer with an alligator clip, easier to hold and easy to put up here so it can dry or whatever. Going back with the Snow White paint, by Minotaur. Yeah, so we're about to lay down this white. Probably do a couple coats of it just to make sure it's all laid down and down into these little cracks and everything like that. So let's get that going and make sure we set to go. I'm gonna put you guys in the booth. So let's rock and roll. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. So yeah, it looks like we got a good coverage with the white, and we don't need to. Yeah, we should be good. We good. So we're not gonna have to go back over the white. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over. I still haven't figured out the ribbon, so that one's gonna have to wait. But the next set of paints we're gonna use to finish off some of this stuff for the gold medal. This is a folk art paint that I got from Walmart, actually, from the craft section. It's relatively cheap, and for what we're doing, just hand painting, it'll work out great for the medals. And then for the U in the USA, we're gonna go with this Badgers Freak Flex for the red. It's actually a nice little shade of red. I think it's pretty applicable, but it's really like a horror red for like wet blood. I mean, that's the best way to put it. But yeah, that's what we're going to go through for that. And then the blue, I was thinking about going with this blue from Minotaur, but I'm thinking that this arterial blue might be a little bit better because it's a little bit darker. It's a darker blue, but we might go with it. I know it's not going to be like an exact USA color, and again, back in those days when they had the photos and everything that I've been able to find, there's not a definitive color that you can actually like pick out and be like, okay, it's this shade of blue. So yeah, we're just going to roll with this arterial blue from Badger's Freak Flex. Excuse me, the Hammer Horror Red Wet, also from Badger. And this Folk Art Metallic Pure Gold. We're going to brush paint those on. This one I'm going to definitely have to thin out, and I'm going to go with, to thin it out, going back to the old windshield washer fluid with glycerin. Yeah, just windshield washer fluid with glycerin. I put it in this because I actually use this for my airbrush too, like to clean out acrylic paints. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty simple. I don't have all the exact measurements, but when I add the glycerin, I just put several drops in there, and in my bigger container that I have of it, I just went crazy and just squeezed until I felt like, all right, that's enough. But I'll make up a batch at some point on the channel. When I do my cleaning video, I'll actually go through and make up a batch so you can see what, kind of get a gist of how much I use. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut you guys back on the time lapse and get to detailing this up. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. There was some, I was painting with the folk art first. Then I wanted to change it up and make it a little bit different. So then I went with Freak Flex from Badger. I went with their Effects Pearl Gold. It's a transparent. So I did end up laying down this, hit it with some of this too. I noticed that when I thought I was recording, that I didn't get the blue, me painting the blue down. So I went back, and you can actually see in some of the time lapse, you see me go back over the A with the blue. So that's what it's looking like right now. I had a little spot down here that some of the gold went down, and I went through with the white Snow White to airbrush over to touch it up a little bit. Next step will be painting the ribbons. I'm still kind of on the fence on how I want to do them. I looked online a little bit ago, and they have the badges from the 1936 Olympics that Jesse Owens was in. There were black trim with red and white, like black trim, then red, then like three white lines. I want to say it's three white lines going down the middle of the red. And then I thought about, all right, well, we could paint them red, white, and blue, but I'm not really sure. Not really sure at all. So what I might do is just, I'll probably end up hitting it with this Concord grate from Apple Barrel, another thing that I picked up from Walmart. Another craft paint, acrylic paint. To me, it's fun using these because they're cheap paints, but they're for what I'm doing. They're great paints. Great paints. Can't complain about them. Easy to clean up, just like any of the other ones I have up here now. So I might roll with that, or I might roll with the Scorch Red from Minutair. Just don't know yet. I'm gonna figure it out here in a minute. I'm gonna take a little break, let my dog out, and then I'm gonna come back with as soon as I get him back in, I'm gonna come back with a time lapse. All right, be back. Okay, I'm back. I ended up hitting it with a little bit of this purple pansy, Apple Barrel. Sent another one like I got from Walmart. Went through, did like a quick little guide coat. I'm gonna have to go back over it, darken it up a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do like a little reveal to show you how the rest of it turned out. Let me get some space going here, and we can start taking off some of this silly putty, just to give you a good idea of how it all looks. Come on. Sometimes it'll fight with you, but you know, since we already have paint down, we just want to be careful. Let it do its thing. When it's ready, it'll definitely come apart and let you have it. It'll let you win. Boom. Boom. And that's what you get. See? So, yeah. Like I said, I got a couple areas I'm gonna touch up, but I'm gonna wait to touch the mouth and eyelids up until after I go back and detail the eyes and detail the mouth, because then the paint will run a little bit, because some of this paint is like airbrush ready. So I'm just detailing it with a regular like paintbrush. So yeah, I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, do another coat of the purple, then after that time lapse, I'm gonna come back, and then pretty much this one will be wrapped up, and we're off to do the base. Now, when it comes to the base, I'm still on the fence on how I'm gonna do it, but I have a good idea. I think I'm gonna end up painting the gloves to look more like traditional boxing gloves instead of like that stone look. But then again, I got kind of get the feeling of that stone look will probably give it a little bit cooler, you know, like it's a monument type thing. But we shall see. But first and foremost, before I even think about like finishing this part off, I have to do the go back and do the detailing of the eyes and the mouths and any other touch-up work around the lips and the eyes. And then show you what I use to actually give it that wet or realistic wet look on the eyes and the mouths of these different figurines. But here we are so far with how they've turned out. So that's all three of them together. You know? Yeah. So I shall return. Alright, so we got that painted, that touched up, still a little wet. So we're gonna let this dry out some. Then I think we're gonna actually just hoping the weather holds off enough so we can go ahead and put a little clear coat on it to kind of protect it. But yeah, not bad, not bad. Yeah, so we're gonna let this dry out and do its thing. And in the meantime, we're gonna get the rest of it. Yeah, I got some on my hands. But we're gonna get the rest of these guys prepped for clear coat. Now, what I use for a clear coat is not what a lot of people use. And it's actually this matte finish by Krylon. Like I said, if the weather holds off and it doesn't rain and the humidity's right out, I mean, I can cut on the little space heater to kind of do like some bake work to help bake the paint a little bit. But we're going to hit it with some matte finish to protect what we have already before we move on to the next stage. Next stage will be going through. Let me get this one up. Next stage, we going through and start doing the eye work and the work on the teeth. And then after that, it's doing the eyes. Oh no, after that, it's giving that wet look to the eyes and the mouth. Then off to doing the base. We're going to come back in a separate video and do the eyes and the teeth and doing all that that work to that stuff. Probably do that in the video where we actually go through and clear coat the body. So I want to let this dry for a minute, and so we don't have any runs when or any kind of incidents with the clear coat when it comes to paint being wet still. So we'll let this purple dry on this one at least. Let the paint dry on this one at least. Then hit it with the matte coat on these two. Hopefully by the time we get to that, this will be dry, all the way dry. And we can hit this as well with the matte coat. And then we'll be in business to go ahead and knock out the eyes and teeth, eyes and mouth, like I said. And yeah, then we're on to the base. All right. I'm out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Post comments. Like if it's things that you want to see me do or go more in detail on doing, just let me know. You know that this is a community where it's gonna be, hey, if it's stuff that y'all want to learn how to do, that I know how to do, I'll go ahead and, you know, put y'all on what I know about it, and if it's stuff that y'all want to see, like if it's different figurines and things y'all want to see, I'll see if I can get my hands on them or if I can do them myself and knock them out. You know, again, this is a growing channel. And any requests, like, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be figurines. I'm gonna be doing cooking, pew-pews, fishing, you know, just the things that I like to do. If you see anything that I like to do, comment it on it, let me know. This is going to be an open forum, so like if it's things that y'all want to know about that I might know, hey, like I said, just holler at me, let me know, and we'll go from there. All right, y'all be easy now, and I'm out.